Hello.
How are you, sir?
Good. How are you doing?
Doing well, man. It's good to talk to you. When I first, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I think the first time a national audience maybe saw you was on the Charlie Sheen roast.
Donald Trump roast probably, but yeah, Sheen was a big one too.
You know what the brilliance of your comedy is, and I'm sure a million people have told you this, but it's the dryness of it. It's the delivery of it, because you get up there and you look like just, any guy you'd work with, or a dude maybe running the halls of the church or something, and then the venom that comes out in the delivery is something like we haven't seen in a long time.
Great.
So congratulations on that.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Do you, looking back now, look, you're right at the beginning of what looks to be a long-term career, but do you regret any of the jokes now? Anything that you've said just afterwards when you walked off the stage, it just hits you like, maybe I shouldn't have said that. Has it ever happened?
No, not really. I mean, those jokes are the ones that I live for, the ones where I'm like, I'm not sure about this, but I'm going to do it anyway.
Right.
I think the one time I ever thought, maybe I shouldn't have said that was on the Donald Trump roast. I made a joke about Marlee Matlin that they cut from the show, but that she was very upset about. But I was like, I probably shouldn't have made 3 jokes about Marlee Matlin. But I think I said that. Marlee Matlin, deaf actress, and I said, go ahead.
A deaf joke or something like that, I would assume?
Yeah, I said, Marlee, you've had a pretty great career despite having one of the biggest handicaps an actress can possess. You're ugly.
Oh, God. That's the best, man. That's
How do
the
you
best.
find that extra level of meanness? You seem to take it a step further. Most people are in the roast, it's ball busting or whatever. But with you, it is especially venomous. How do you find that meanness inside you, Anthony?
I just think if I was watching a roast, I always loved people who would take it an extra step further. Jeff Ross was always my favorite as a kid, watching those things, because he always had kind of the meanest joke of the night.
Yeah.
You couldn't believe he got away with it. And I thought, what if you just did those jokes? That really appealed to me. So I come up there, and like you said, I come up there, I'm a nice, unassuming guy. You think, what's he going to say? And then it's just the meanest things I can possibly come up with. Like I think of myself as like Darth Vader on those things. Like just walk up and just kill everybody in the room and then go sit back down. It's great.
You say something interesting there about you bring the venom, and you mentioned Jeff Ross. He was on the show last part of last year talking about the burn. Now, you were on there this week. When you get on a show like that, you bring the venom as well. But even with Jeff Ross, he keeps reminding the audience, don't forget this is a comedy show. Don't people, first of all, it's on Comedy Central. Secondly, why do we have to keep reminding, hey, this is a comedy show? They know what they're getting. So when they go and they walk away offended, they're just mad at the comedian because he slighted them. Maybe they have a niece with a handicap or interracial relationship on this side of the family. They laugh until it bothers them and they get mad. The apology is to them on their feelings because they got butthurt about it.
Exactly. That's why I will never say it's just a comedy show. You should know better. You know what you paid to see.
Absolutely.
That I don't feel bad for that. And people will say, well, that joke was too far.
Yeah.
That joke, you went too far. And I'm like, well, what about the other ones? Like, you can't get mad about my cancer joke if you laughed at all my AIDS jokes.
It's a good point.
You have to take it all or take nothing. I never feel bad.
We've been doing this show for 10 years, and right before the Christmas break, a joke was said about something, and we got a ton of stuff. And I was sitting there and I was thinking about it. It's like, we've been making that same style of comedy for 10 years, but maybe not that particular issue. So they've laughed at everyone else's shortcomings in life, but when it affects them, then you get offended, then you look for the apology. And I think people like Gilbert Gottfried and even Daniel Tosh have set up a bad precedent in comedy when they apologize. You don't apologize for comedy.
I agree. I think if you just say, hey, idiot, it's a joke, then you get away with it. But if you say, oh, I'm sorry if anyone was offended, as if being offended really meant something.
Right.
People can get offended all the time, and then they get over it.
Yeah.
You don't need an apology to get over being offended. It's just something that happens. You can't blame someone for that.
Absolutely.
I have zero tolerance for people trying to tell me what I should and shouldn't talk about. That's like on Caligula. Anything you think I shouldn't make a joke about, I guarantee I have at least 2 jokes about it in my special. And we'll see what people complain about.
Now,
I'm sure I get something.
Yeah.
Do you enjoy being a comedian? Because I asked that because it seems like you're a smart guy, and this is something you can do easily to you to make a lot of money. Like, do you actually enjoy the art form and the actual comedy?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I love coming up with jokes. I love performing them on stage and making people laugh at the most horrible things in the world. But I enjoy even more just being a comedian because you can get away with a lot just in your life. I can knock over a table at a restaurant. It's kind of funny, as opposed to being a pathetic cry for help.
We're speaking with Anthony Jeselnik, the stand-up special Caligula, Sunday night, 10 o'clock on Comedy Central. Let's talk about some ladies here. First off, Amy Shumer. You guys kind of exploded around the same time. On again, off again. Are we on right now or are we off?
We are in the on position right now. We're hanging in there.
Now, when you're both comedians and you're right here, you're both getting shows on Comedy Central, and everybody's talking about you're trending here, you're trending there. Is there a rivalry between the two of you, and not a vicious one, but do you try to one up each other?
No, not at all. We kind of, we like the places we're both in, in our careers, and we can be supportive. We're doing different enough things, and things are happening for us at the same time that I can be happy for her and she can be happy for me. Whereas if I was maybe like a year behind her, maybe things wouldn't be quite so cozy. It could be a little tough.
I got you.
Yeah,
makes a lot of sense.
We can enjoy it.
Now, who's funnier between the two of you?
I think I am, and she knows that I am.
You think
so? It works out well.
That's why she keeps coming back. She wants to ride those coattails.
Now you got the
exactly.
You got the special coming up this weekend, but you also have your own show coming up. What's that going to be about?
Yeah, I've got a TV show coming out February 19th after Tosh.0. It's called the Jeselnik Offensive. And it's going to be kind of like my version of a daily show, like, a news program, but we're going to talk about the really mean stories that week. Like, some guy kills his wife and then boils the body for 8 days. I would have talked about that.
Awesome.
and on the roast, no, not the roast, but Jeff Ross's show, I just forgot. The Burn. Dude, what is up with Lisa Lampanelli? I think she's very funny, the queen of mean, but she's funnier fat, right?
I think everyone is funny or fat.
Yeah,
I was talking to her and I kept on not recognizing her.
I know.
It's weird to see her now
because it takes away from the visual thing. You look up there and you're expecting the big angry lady who will sleep with a black man at the drop of a hat, but now she's skinny now. It's really strange. Caligula, Sunday night, 10 o'clock it debuts, and then February 19th, the Jeselnik Offensive. Do me a favor, tweet more. Because
yes, please.
You rarely tweet. When they do, they're zingers, and when a scandal breaks, I will go to the news sources, and then I look for your tweets. I'm waiting for that offensive tweet. And real quick on the way out, are you making any gun humor, anything about any shootings, or is that off limits?
I wouldn't say it's off limits at all. I really wanted to do a joke the day of, but I couldn't think of anything that was good enough.
Right.
I had a joke about the Aurora theater shooting the day of, but I really worked on that. But enough people told me, don't tweet about this or don't make a joke about it, that really annoyed me. I don't like being told what to do.
It made you want to do it even more.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Oh, I shouldn't do this. Screw you. Here it is. But I couldn't come up with anything good enough to rip on that. But but I wouldn't say it's off limits by any means.
Well, I
had jokes during the Burn about it that they cut out. But
they cut him out of the Burn too.
And we'll never see him.
Jesus. Well, listen, that's the world we live in right now. I'm glad we finally got to talk to you because in a year or two, you're going to be a top 10 market-only kind of guy. So I'm glad we finally got some time with Anthony Jeselnik. Anthony, good luck with this weekend's premiere.
Thanks, guys. Really enjoyed talking to you.
All right, you as well. Have a good morning.